Hey everybody, welcome to the JPAR Carolina Living Charlotte area market real estate update. I'm your host, Jimmy Grappone. I'm a local realtor in North and South Carolina with JPAR Carolina Living. And I'm with Sarah Zdeb. She is the broker owner of JPAR Carolina Living real estate franchises. So welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me again.
Absolutely. So we have been talking for a while about the market and how the real estate market has been changing.
Yeah.
Here we are in the beginning of September, so it's past Labor Day, so summer is pretty much over. We're moving into this fall market. So what are you seeing going on with the market, and how do you see it playing out for consumers for the next few months?
Yeah, I got to tell you, it looks great for both sides. Those who are still wanting to sell and doing it properly are still getting what they need out of their homes. And the buyers who have good representation are still actually getting really good deals, despite what everybody thinks about the market rate increases, right? The interest rate increases. So we're actually seeing it good on both sides. It's actually just becoming more of a normal market.
Yeah.
I think people have forgotten what normal is.
I'm seeing the same thing. It was pretty cool. About a week ago, I was able to negotiate for one of my buyer clients, and we were able to get the home, under what the asking price was. I was like, wow,
Yeah.
that hasn't happened in a little while.
Yeah, and it feels good because then it's
It
still
does.
a win-win.
Exactly.
Right, we're getting back to that everybody's winning phase.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's getting what they feel is still fair.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be great for fall.
So I know we're still technically in a seller's market, but we're moving towards where we're starting to have more inventory on the market. And traditionally, the rule is 6 to 7 months of inventory means a balanced market. Anything less than that is a seller's, anything more than that is a buyer's. I don't think we've been at 6 months since 2013, which is when I actually got my license here in the Carolinas. So I've always worked in a seller's market here, but I've seen some of the prognosticators even predicting that by next year at this time we could actually be in a buyer's market here in Charlotte.
Yeah, and it's going to be really interesting to watch this unfold because historically Charlotte has always weathered the storm very well. The Carolinas, as in general, as a whole, have weathered those storms very well. So even when we were a buyer's market, we weren't as much of a buyer's market or as heavy of a buyer's market as we would see other places across the country. So it's really interesting that we're going to see how this what our balance is going to become again.
Yeah, something that we were talking about earlier too is how much equity that current home buyers have actually gained in their homes in the past couple of years. So if you've owned a home for the last couple of years, I think I saw something that said the average homeowner has gained is over $100,000 in equity in the past couple of years since the pandemic started. So what we were talking about, maybe you own your home and maybe you don't want to sell your house, right? But you've got all this equity in your home. So besides just letting it sit in the house, what are some other things that you can do with it that are real estate related?
Yeah, well, one of the best things, we know that when you're looking at investing money, it doesn't matter what 30-year span you can give. The real estate industry, it just time and time again beats out everything, stock markets and everything else. And so, we look at the investment side of it. So being able to pull that equity out, getting, the right amount of property with the right type of equity pull for your home can really boost that investment, that investment portfolio for you, which will have your ROI when you invest properly, which again is going to come down to, having a good agent.
Good negotiating, right?
Yeah. But it's really going to come down to utilizing that money in the best way so that you have, starting with one and then getting into multiple properties. We've got a lot of people that retire based off of what they've done, literally from just pulling the equity out of their home and starting their first investment.
Well, yeah, people have gained so much equity in their house. And with it shifting to more of a buyer's market, I kind of see that as an opportunity for people to be able to start getting better deals on some of these investment properties.
Yeah, because the values aren't going to go down. We know
Right.
that we're not going to see that crash. We don't have any KPIs, at least in the Carolinas, for a crash. We know other places can be different, right? But we're talking about JPAR Carolina Living,
Right.
Right. So in the Carolinas, we know that we don't have any KPIs to slate any sort of crash anytime soon. And so I think the big thing for that will be taking advantage of that equity, knowing that you're going to have the stability in your current home, and then investing it in sometimes even multiple properties. Just because you have $100,000 doesn't mean it all goes into one property.
Right.
You can get multiple properties with that money too. So it's just spending it wisely.
So we're JPAR Carolina Living. We're sitting here in Charlotte, North Carolina, but we have other locations and agents spread throughout the Carolinas now.
Yeah, I mean, we've got everything. I think we've got all the major territories covered. So you've got everything from Asheville into Charlotte, up through Greensboro and then Raleigh, all the way out through the coast. And we come all the way down and serve everything, even those little border cities. Like we even hit Myrtle Beach with our Brunswick County Area Association that we've got. You know, our Canopy Association allows us to cover that Fort Mill, Rock Hill, all that stuff along the border. So we're really super blessed, I think, to just have this great expansion of agents. You know, we've got well over 100 agents serving across the state. And I think it's going to be great for all of us to be able to help each other when it comes to these investments for our clients.
So we talk a lot about real estate from a homeowners or buyers or sellers perspective. But let's talk a little bit about JPAR Carolina Living for a real estate agent, and what are some of the benefits of being here. So I know a lot of the benefits. I've been here, since the start of the year, and but talk about some of the things that we offer, some of the things on the sign, and then some of the other things that people might not know about as far as support and training and building up your business.
Yeah, so it's actually been such an amazing thing to watch, just how this has grown over the last couple of years, even through the pandemic, and to really watch how what agents need is what we can provide, because people like to dangle things in your face. They're like, oh, we have these sort of incentives or stock options and all this stuff that they want to be able to dangle at these agents, and we know that that's not where our true wealth building is. So I will say that yes, 100% commission flat fee model. Great. You know exactly what you're going to get after that check.
And it's nice getting that nice commission check.
It is. It is. And we don't have very many lower end homes these days.
Right, yeah.
So those checks are getting bigger and bigger
the average
and bigger.
sales price has gone up.
Being able to go through with the leads and the referrals. I mean, I see you with leads and referrals quite regularly. So
Hold that thought for one moment. All right, this is live. Well, we're recording live. All right, so the leads and referrals.
Yeah, and I even see that with you, especially getting the referrals. It's great because we've got an awesome network here. We are a national brand, but we just have a great local field. We're hyper local in the Carolinas. The training, I mean, we just got off of a training today, and talking about things like being able to invest that equity, and is it cheaper to rent versus buy, and how do we actually communicate that out to our clients so that they understand and get educated, right? The training, to me, really takes it to the next level.
And we have a lot of training. We have corporate training that we get online. We have trainings that we do. We have our every other week we have our all hands call, and we always learn a lot there. And we also have the mastermind that we're doing every single week, which I've been a part of, and every single time we go in there, I always learn something new. It's like we have several agents that are sharing different ideas, and I think we all learn from each other. It's that whole many minds are better than one, right?
Yeah, and it's a true collaborative nature. We know that when you start pitting people against each other, it just tears people down and tears people apart. So what we've got here is a whole group of people, and it's the cream rising to the top.
Right.
We've got one of the best per agent production rates out of any company that we can say here in the Carolinas, because some of them have hundreds of agents and they don't really produce. And we know that for the general public and for the agents, if you want to be successful, you have to surround yourself with other successful agents. And we know that our clients want the agents who have the knowledge either themselves or have access to that knowledge and expertise. So we're really putting the best of the two together.
Well, it's sort of the Pareto principle of the 80-20. 20% of the agents are doing 80% of the production. And I think you see that in a lot of other firms. But I know we have several agents that are here that are really productive. Marketing tools as well. I know, and you can share in detail when someone reaches out and wants to learn more. Any agent wants to learn more about JPAR Carolina Living, but some of the tools that you're giving us as well for marketing even go above and beyond what JPAR corporate is giving us.
Yeah. Well, and it's all about having been there, right? I know what it's like. I worked as an agent for so many years, and I still keep myself in production, just to make sure I stay fresh. I feel like it's super important. I'm not out there competing against my agents. I just want to make sure that I don't ever lose that touch, right? And so for me, when I'm looking at the marketing and the way that our current market is shifting, we've been telling you guys for months, right? You can't get lazy. You've got to be able to have the professional photos. all of our agents, I mean, you're one of our best listing agents that goes out there, and you've got, the photos and the measurements and your descriptions are right. And
Always, yeah.
yeah, and it really does make a difference. And so I want to do what I can to support you guys in that. And even if that means that, we're pulling together tools here on the back end to give you even more than what our corporate offers you, which is still phenomenal.
Right, yeah.
But for me, it's always about what more can I give you. I want you to be able to separate yourself, set yourself out from the crowd, make sure that you can have consistency in your branding, right? So that way you get to grow the way you see Jimmy Grappone's business growing.
Well, even with the in-house stuff, we even have an agent in-house who is providing the 3D tours, and we're getting that at a discounted rate. And that's just another way to take that listing to another level. I always tell my listing clients that before we can sell the house, we have to get them interested in the house. And what gets them interested in the house is going to be pictures, having it properly staged. And nowadays, so many people are on just watching video. Everything on social media has moved to video. That having that video, that walkthrough video, or the Matterport video, where you can give your own virtual tour. Those are very important tools as well that help the homes that have that are kind of set apart a little bit.
Yeah, and it helps you win a listing because you can tell them that the people who are walking through are more likely going to be people who have already seen the floor plan, right, from that real virtual perspective. So you're narrowing down the people who just weren't sure, looky-loos, who just saw an address in a neighborhood that maybe was of an area of interest, right? So you're actually bringing them the more serious people and gaining them more exposure to people who might not have considered that area because, well, now that I've seen the floor plan, I actually think that would work for me and my needs.
Right. Okay, so obviously down here we've shown the contact information, but if someone wants to reach out to you, an agent who is thinking about maybe changing firms, or someone who's just getting into the business, how do they go about that?
Yeah, I think it's great, guys. It's super simple. It's join us at JPARNC.com. So it's join us at JPARNC.com.
Very cool. Awesome. Well, Sarah, thanks again for spending so much time with me. We're going to do this again next month. I always love having these Carolina market updates with you, and we learn more and more about what's going on in the real estate market every time. So thank you so much, and look forward to the next one.
Thank you.
All right. Absolutely. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure to tune in. Also, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It is youtube.com/the CLT Life. Take care.